So, Karsten, what was one of the things that brought you down here for the Beast of the Southeast?
As soon as Craig sent me the email, unlike most of the guys, I just followed him because he's a great dude at what he does, awesome competitor, and just knew the race would follow suit. When I heard about it being multiple laps, it really excited me. I think it's a new part of the sport that we've got previewed at I2 Cross Worlds, and for them to bring it here now, it's just going to be really exciting.
The life of a professional triathlete is not necessarily glitz and glamour as some people may think it is. So what really inspired you to turn professional?
I think it was the point of, I've been doing it for a long time. My first race, I was 4 years old at a Small Kids of Steel. And from that, like most Canadian boys, I played hockey for a while. And then, when I realized hockey wasn't going to be my thing, I kind of got into triathlon racing because really I always wanted to be a professional athlete, right from being a little boy. It's something that always seemed cool and you always look up to those guys. So started training really hard, actually more on the hockey side, to up my fitness and training to try and be that starting goalie and make the teams that I needed to make to go far with that. And the funny thing was, is as I did that, my fitness level started to rise. And before you know it, my dad started, okay, well here, why don't you go for a swim? And here, why don't you use my triathlon bike to go for bike rides? All hockey players ride a bike. So I started doing that, started then running, and then it's, well, why don't you just try a triathlon again? Like you did them when you were younger for a long time. So I did, and then I beat a bunch of kids that were racing competitively, and then it's, before you know it, you're invited to go to a junior elite camp, and then you learn about how to train, and then you get on a coach, then you get a team, and then before you know it, you start racing on the ITU kind of draft legal races, and then brought me to here, and ever since it's been super, super exciting.
So Karsten, when you first got into triathlon, you were racing a bit more of the ITU scene as a junior, and then you stepped up to an elite. You've now moved off-road. Tell me a little bit about how your training changed and what you've got on schedule for 2013.
Yeah, so I mean, the main decision to leave ITU was the fact that swimming 7 days a week in a pool following a black line wasn't doing it for me. And it got to the point where I got more excited being on a bike, and the bike is one of my stronger aspects of my racing, so I wanted to actually utilize that and be in a sport that actually offers, you need to ride fast. And so the switch was really, really easy for me in terms of making the decision. However, the training for the races was a lot harder. So one of the main things that I really had to change was how I kind of took approach to training. So it was, swimming less, so more like 4 days a week, mountain biking a little bit more, road cycling, and then kind of coming into less track workouts and more trail running and just hard, longer intervals of just grinding work. So it's kind of changing the aspect of being more of a fast, twitch kind of muscle fiber guy to just being a diesel engine that can roar through anything.
Sounds like some fun training.
Yeah, totally.
Triathletes are known for having lots of different toys and lots of little gizmos and gadgets. What's some of the stuff that you like to play with while you're out there?
So, all the different toys and stuff are definitely a huge aspect of it, and I'm a guy that's very particular on how things run and what's on my bike and the size of my bike and all that. So this year, what's new to me is I actually went down frame size on my Specialized Epic. So before I was riding an XL, I've now switched down to a large for the fact of just shortening up the wheelbase a bit and giving the bike a little bit more of an aggressive position. It kind of helps me wind through some of the tighter trails of definitely what we have in Ontario, and more of the off-road races have kind of more tight, windy trails and stuff too. So I feel it gives me that little bit of an advantage and stuff. So it's all those small things that kind of add up and make you feel fast. So
cool.